Have you ever wondered what's really going on in your dog's head when they stare at you with those big, soulful eyes? Sure, they might just be plotting how to steal your sandwich, but there's actually a lot more happening behind that furry face. Today, we're breaking down the 10 unmistakable signs that your dog doesn't just tolerate you for the free food and belly rubs, they actually trust you with their life. So grab your furry best friend and let's dive into the secret language of canine trust. Sign number 10. They turn their back on you. Picture this. You're chilling on the couch, scrolling through your phone when you notice your dog has plopped down right next to you. But here's the weird part. They're facing completely away from you, like they're giving you the cold shoulder. Plot twist. This is actually one of the biggest compliments your dog can give you. See, in the wild, turning your back on another animal is basically signing your own death warrant. You're exposing your most vulnerable side, giving up your ability to see threats coming. It's like walking through a dark alley while texting. Not exactly survival 101. But when your dog turns their back to you, they're essentially saying, I trust you so much that I don't need to keep an eye on you. It's their way of telling you that you've graduated from potential threat to trusted bodyguard. They know you've got their back, so they don't need to watch yours. This behavior is so significant that it often takes months or even years to develop. Your dog isn't just being casual, they're making a statement about your relationship, but turning their back is just the beginning. Wait until you hear what they do when they're literally at their most defenseless. Sign number 9. They sleep like they're melting into another dimension. You know that moment when you find your dog sprawled out like they own the place. Belly up, legs in the air, looking like they just got knocked out by a tranquilizer dart. Yeah, that's not just them being dramatic. That's trust in its purest form. Rolling over and exposing their belly is basically your dog's way of saying, here's my most vulnerable spot. Do your worst. In dog language, the belly is like Fort Knox. Heavily guarded and only accessible to VIPs. When they flip over and show you their goods, they're not asking for belly rubs, though they probably wouldn't say no. They're showing you they feel completely safe. Think about it. Would you fall asleep in the middle of Times Square? Probably not, but your dog is essentially doing the equivalent when they sleep belly up around you. They're so confident in your protection that they're willing to sleep in the most vulnerable position possible. And speaking of vulnerable positions, there's something even more telling about where they choose to catch their Z's. Sign number 8. They use you as their personal pillow. Ever had your dog plop their head directly on your lap, foot, or even your face while you're trying to sleep? Congratulations! You've been promoted to official comfort object. This isn't just your dog being clingy. This is them saying you're their safe space. When dogs sleep with physical contact, they're not just seeking warmth, though let's be honest, you are pretty toasty. They're choosing to be vulnerable while maintaining a connection to their protector. It's like having a security blanket, except the security blanket is you. This behavior goes back to their pack mentality. In the wild, dogs sleep in piles for warmth, protection, and comfort. By choosing to sleep touching you, your dog is saying, you're my pack, and this is where I feel safest. But physical closeness is just one way they show trust. Sometimes they demonstrate it in ways that might actually annoy you. Sign number 7. They follow you like a furry stalker. Bathroom break. Your dog's there. Kitchen run. They're right behind you, literally just walking from the living room to grab your phone charger. Yep, you've got a 4-legged shadow. Before you start thinking your dog has separation anxiety or is just being needy, consider this. They're choosing to be part of your world every single moment. This following behavior isn't about dependence. It's about loyalty and genuine interest in your life. Your dog finds you so fascinating and trustworthy that they don't want to miss a single moment of whatever exciting thing you might do next. Even if that exciting thing is just going to the bathroom, your dog isn't following you because they have to. They're following because they want to be wherever you are. And this desire to be near you leads to some pretty interesting communication. Sign number 6. They stare at you like you're the most fascinating thing on earth. You're just sitting there, minding your own business when you feel it. Those eyes boring into your soul. You look over and there's your dog staring at you with the intensity of someone trying to solve a Rubik's Cube. This isn't the creepy stare of a serial killer. In the animal world, direct eye contact can be a challenge or a threat, but when your dog holds gentle, steady eye contact with you, they're breaking all the rules. Scientists have actually proven that when dogs and humans share this kind of eye contact, both brains release oxytocin, the same hormone that bonds mothers to their babies. Your dog isn't just looking at you, they're literally bonding with you on a chemical level. But eye contact is just one way they communicate their trust. Sometimes they show it through their most prized possessions. Sign number 5. They bring you their treasure. It's a random Tuesday when your dog appears at your feet with their most beloved toy, that disgusting, slobbery tennis ball they've had since they were a puppy, or that rope toy that's seen better days but somehow survived every play session. This isn't just an invitation to play fetch. This is your dog saying, "Here's my most valuable possession. I trust you with it." Think about it. Would you hand your phone to a stranger? Your dog is basically doing the equivalent when they bring you their favorite toy. When dogs share their toys, they're including you in their world of joy. They're not just asking for entertainment, they're offering to share their happiness with you. It's like a kid showing you their favorite drawing or a friend letting you borrow their car. It's an act of trust and generosity. And speaking of generosity, there's something your dog does that shows they trust your judgment completely. Sign number 4. They actually listen to you. Your dog sits when you ask, comes when called, and stops destroying your favorite shoes when you say no. This might seem like basic obedience, but it's actually your dog saying, "I trust your judgment more than my own instincts." When your dog listens to you, they're choosing to override their natural desires because they believe you know what's best. They're saying, "I don't understand why you want me to stop chasing that squirrel, but I trust that you have a good reason." This kind of responsiveness doesn't come from fear. It comes from respect and trust. Your dog has learned that following your guidance leads to good things, and they've chosen to see you as a leader worth following. But listening is just the tip of the iceberg. There's something your dog does that shows they feel completely secure in your presence. Sign number 3. They let you touch their no-go zones. Your dog lies perfectly still while you clean their ears, trim their nails, or check their teeth. No squirming, no snapping, no dramatic escape attempts. They might even seem to enjoy it. This is huge. Dogs instinctively protect their vulnerable spots: paws, ears, mouth, belly. These are areas where they could be seriously hurt if someone meant them harm. When your dog allows you to handle these sensitive areas without resistance, they're demonstrating incredible trust. This isn't just tolerance, it's active cooperation. Your dog has learned that when you touch these areas, it's for their benefit. They've overcome millions of years of protective instincts because they trust you completely. And this physical trust extends to something that might seem ordinary, but is actually extraordinary. Sign number 2. They get ridiculously excited when you come home. The door opens and suddenly you're greeted by what can only be described as a furry tornado of pure joy. Your dog acts like you've been gone for decades, even if you just ran to the mailbox. This isn't just excitement, this is relief, happiness, and trust, all rolled into one enthusiastic greeting. When you leave, your dog experiences uncertainty, but when you return, their world becomes complete again. That explosive joy is your dog saying, "You kept your promise. You came back." Every homecoming reinforces their faith in your reliability. They trusted you to return, and you did. But all of these signs pale in comparison to the ultimate display of trust. Sign number 1. They let out that perfect sigh. And here it is, the most profound sign of trust your dog can show you. You're sitting together, maybe watching Netflix or scrolling through your phone, when your dog settles beside you and releases a long, deep sigh. Not a sigh of frustration or boredom, but a sigh that sounds like pure contentment, like they just got home after the longest day ever and can finally relax. This sigh is your dog's way of saying, "I am completely, utterly at peace." It's the sound of all their defenses dropping, all their worries melting away. In that moment, they're not thinking about squirrels, treats, or that suspicious mailman. They're just existing in perfect harmony with you. So, there you have it. 10 signs that your dog doesn't just love you, they trust you with their entire being. If you've recognized these behaviors, tell us in the comments. We'd love to know your story. And subscribe to the Dog List if you want to know more surprising or not so surprising things about your furry friend.